with our one dumbbell, and we're gonna go through 10 exercises that maybe you haven't been doing or that you're not familiar with that you can do at home right now with one dumbbell. We've posted a couple posts on our Instagram, and we've gotten so many comments about thanking us because a lot of people only have one piece of equipment and they're running out of ideas. So we're hoping we're gonna go through lower body, upper body, midline, all sorts of things to give you guys a whole new arsenal of exercises that you guys can put to use at home. So let's get started. First exercise we're gonna start with is a lower body exercise. So it's like a single leg deadlift. I'm sure you guys have done single leg RDLs, but we're gonna post one foot against the wall. So Pat's gonna go ahead, he's gonna post his left foot against the wall. It doesn't need to be super high, actually go a little bit lower, just below your knee. From there, he's gonna make sure his front foot's far enough out, and he's gonna hinge and try to tap the dumbbell towards the floor. So by posting this foot on the wall, what it's gonna do is it's gonna allow him to balance and really isolate using this hamstring and this glute. So he wants to think about sliding his femur back towards the wall and driving his heel through the ground. We'll go 3 sets of 12 on your right leg, and then you'll flip and go 3 sets of 12 on your other leg. If you find holding the dumbbell in the one hand is a little bit awkward, we can also go into a 2-hand hold with the dumbbell, focusing on a nice hinge and a flat back. All right guys, so our next exercise is gonna be a curtsy lunge. So these are super, super awesome. We've been using them in our garage gym, in our at-home programming, and they make you soar in a whole different way. These are definitely coming back with us to CrossFit Polaris when we get to reopen again. We're gonna take it a step further though, by adding a dumbbell into a goblet hold. So here he's keeping his elbows slightly in front, and that's gonna force him to engage his upper back, put a little bit more pressure on his legs. So he's gonna alternate legs by stepping back and behind, tapping his knee to the floor, standing tall. Then he's gonna go the other way. You could work these into a workout, or you could just do 3 sets of 20 to 30 reps until you feel a really deep burn right in the outside of your glutes. Exercise number 3 is our kettlebell tater, but with a dumbbell, because a lot of us only have one dumbbell. So it's gonna remind us of a hang squat clean, and it really works your entire body. So what Pat's gonna do is he's gonna pick up the dumbbell, so he's in his squat stance. He's gonna hinge like he would for a hang squat clean and flip his dumbbell. Then he hinges. You'll notice he lets go of it and catches the opposite head of the dumbbell every time. So you could incorporate these for a strength movement, and it's also gonna drive your heart rate. You could do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, 1 set every 90 seconds or so. If you guys are really missing your CrossFit movements and you wanted to do a CrossFit workout that potentially had a squat clean written, this would be a perfect substitute to use your one dumbbell and still get the same stimulus and the same kind of muscle fatigue and movement pattern as that squat clean. All right guys, this next one we've already put on our Instagram, but this is gonna tax our midline, it's gonna tax our legs, it's gonna tax our shoulders. It's a whole body movement that we love, that all you need is one dumbbell and maybe a chair. We're gonna use a box. You could step up onto a stair, anything you can find that's elevated. So Pat's gonna take the dumbbell, he's gonna put it in a single arm front rack, so his left elbow is nice and high. From here, he's gonna do a lunge on his opposite leg, and then he's gonna step forward, step up, and drive his knee high. Step forward, step up. When we are stepping onto the box, we want to extend hard through the leg that's on the box and then drive our opposite knee high. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per leg. Make sure we're engaging our midline tight to keep the dumbbell supported in our single arm front rack position.
All right, so a lot of times in CrossFit, we're looking at compound movements, but we've got one dumbbell, and there's a lot of bodybuilding movements that we can do that are great exercises that we can implement with our dumbbell. So what Chris is gonna show us is a bent over fly. She's got a single dumbbell here. She's gonna think about engaging her scaps and pulling her shoulder blades together. She's gonna stabilize herself with her core, and then she's just gonna move her arm about up to 90 degrees and back down with just a slight bend in the elbow. She's not swinging, she's not dropping back down dramatically. These are slow and controlled, and it's an excellent back exercise. Another great exercise is gonna be a seated floor press, and we can do this either with one arm or both. So Chris is gonna show us here. She's gonna kick this thing up onto her shoulder. She's gonna keep her core engaged, and she's gonna press straight up. And if we've got a heavy dumbbell, we can do some smaller sets here. But one of my favorite things to use this with is actually super high volume. So if we have a lighter dumbbell, or we can bring it to front rack, which is probably my favorite, we're gonna do some higher rep sets here. Getting her ears through her elbows every rep. This is great to maintain our handstand push-ups and our pressing in general. This is a really hard movement and a great thing to be implementing right now. if we're going single arm here, something that would be great, it's like 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. If we're moving back into a double position, higher reps, like 3 sets of 30, where we're really getting a burn and we're getting some volume put in. All right guys, here's another great one that you probably haven't done yet. We're gonna do a floor lat pullover. So what Chrissy's gonna do, she's gonna lay flat on the ground. She's gonna put both hands on the bottom side of the dumbbell head here. The key is keeping our elbows straight. So she's gonna reach this dumbbell back behind her. She's gonna touch the floor. She's keeping her belly button pulled down towards the floor and then pulling it back over top. So the key here to keep your lats engaged is not bending our elbows. If we bend at the elbows, we're gonna make our shoulders do the work. So we want nice locked out elbows and our belly flat, and this is an excellent lat workout. Sets and reps for this. We're looking for somewhere between 3 sets of 20 and 25 reps. Nice and maintained as long as we can keep good positioning.
Awesome. For the lat pullovers, guys, if you want to get a deeper range of motion, elevate yourself on a bench or a box. So when you drop the dumbbell, you have space between the floor so you can take your arms just a little bit lower each time. All right guys, we are on exercise number 8. We are moving to our midline now. So we are gonna start with leg lifts over your dumbbell or kettlebell, but we wanna make it a little bit harder. So we're gonna take the counterbalance out by putting our back against the wall. So we're gonna go up and over, trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. Up and over is gonna be 1 rep. I'm gonna encourage you to do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps if you can. Rest as needed between your efforts.
Those are more than a little bit harder.
All right, this next one is exercise number 9. It's for all of you guys missing toes to bar. This is kind of gonna simulate doing a toes to bar. So Pat's gonna take the dumbbell, he's gonna press straight up, so his wrist is just over his shoulder. Then he's gonna come into a hollow body position, engaging his midline, and reach his toes up to touch the dumbbell, coming back down. Trying to keep his heels 6 inches off the floor at all times. We're gonna aim for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps at a time of this exercise. All right, to make this exercise number 9 a little bit harder, we're gonna add in 2 pieces. We're gonna reach our dumbbell towards our toes. So as he lifts his toes towards the dumbbell, he's gonna reach the dumbbell to try to tap his toes. This is a lot more challenging. You're using all of your midline, your legs and your upper body, and you're using shoulder strength to hold that dumbbell into position. Go ahead and rest. You could do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps at a time, resting as needed. Try to think about squeezing your quads, squeezing your glutes and your midline to keep control throughout this exercise. The final exercise number 10 is, again, almost a full body exercise. We're gonna use our midline and our shoulders. So what Pat's gonna do is a Turkish get up sit up. He's gonna have his eyes on the dumbbell at all times. We're gonna start with 1 knee bent and the foot planted on the floor. Whichever knee is bent, that wrist is over the shoulder and it's locked out. Our opposite arm is at 45 degrees, our opposite foot is long. We wanna keep this heel in contact with the ground at all times. From here, he's gonna roll to his elbow by pressing the dumbbell to the ceiling. Then he's gonna come to his hand. Bicep finishes right by his ear. He gets back down the exact same way, goes back to his elbow, to his hand, down to his elbow, to his hand. The goal here is gonna be to do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per side. Focus on keeping your bicep right by your ear and your eyes on the dumbbell the entire time. If you have a heavier dumbbell or kettlebell, that's okay. We'll aim for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps.
So we're trying to give you guys some more ideas. We know some of the movements are getting a little bit stale. There's only so much you can do with a dumbbell or kettlebell, but we're trying to get creative and we're finding other options that we can do, sometimes simulating a barbell, sometimes pulling from other genres of sports that also use these implements. So keep staying creative and we're gonna find some more stuff to do.
One of my favorite things to do is to take a lower body piece and take a midline piece and superset them and move back and forth. Or maybe we take 2 upper body pieces, one that's working our chest and our press, and maybe one that's working our lats or our upper back, and superset those back to back. You guys can get all sorts of creative with this. You can put these movements into workouts. Like Pat said, have fun, get creative, and try out some new stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment below with any questions you have about the exercises, or if you found any other great exercises that you use for a single dumbbell. We'd love to hear. Have a great day, guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon.